Check the description for the following discount codes. Another look at some Logitech aftermarket products today. This is a carbon fibre replacement wheel for your Logitech G29, G923, G920, you know, the usual range. They all use the same type of fitment. And what you have to do is physically kind of take apart the front section of your Logitech wheelbase to remove the original wheel, and then you'll replace it with this using a little adapter, some screws, some other bits and pieces. So what we've got here, this is from Alien Sim Products. They send it over for review. There's their logo on the front there. And as I say, this is made of 3mm carbon fibre with solid but not rock hard rubber grips. And the fit and finish is excellent, in my opinion. There's no obvious defects or burrs or sharp edges or anything like that on the carbon fibre or on the rubber itself. We've got some 3D printed parts here as well, namely the adapter, which is quite common. It's what most of the adapters for aftermarket wheels for Logitech are these days, again, because it is easy to produce, isn't it? And the quality of the 3D printing is good to very good, but not excellent. I've seen better. There's a couple of bits that are a little bit untidy, but nothing that would ever, you know, make me say don't buy it. It's absolutely fine. It's, you know, it's what you expect with 3D printing. Nothing's ever 100% perfect, but as you can see, it's you know, very good. And you've got your countersunk. Your, why can't I think what they're called? They are, oh, it's escaped me. The recessed threaded parts that are already in there. Countersunk is a countersunk screw head. Why can't I think what they're called? Doesn't matter, but they're there in the 3D printing, ready for you to be able to obviously screw your wheel to. That's really bugging me. Captive nuts, that's what they're called in the back there. But yeah, 3D printing quality is good. I've also got the magnetic paddle shifter, again, modification. This doesn't come with the wheel. These are options that you can buy on top of. Again, 3D printing quality is good to very good. In fact, I would say it's actually a little bit better on this than what it was on that adapter that I see. But you know, this is the way with 3D printing. Some things come out perfect, other things come out with a couple of blemishes. Perfectly normal. Now, be interesting to see how strong these magnets are, because I reviewed other ones that have 2 or possibly 3 magnets that really gave it a really nice feel. And here are the paddles themselves. Again, these are also cut from 3mm carbon fibre. So nice and stiff, nice and rigid. You know, you're not going to get any real flex in these. There is a little bit of flex in the wheel here in my hand. You might just be able to make it out. But that's for 2 reasons. One, it's not bolted to anything. And of course, once it's bolted to something, that'll stiffen it up a little bit. And secondly, well, the second reason why it doesn't really matter is it's going on a Logitech wheelbase that only puts out like 2.5 or 3 Newton meters of torque. So that little bit of flex is never going to manifest itself in game or in use, you know, when you're actually driving. So that's perfectly acceptable. Also, now prices for these start at 75 quid. There is a discounted link in the description as well. And there's all sorts of options. So in fact, let me just go through some of the images they've got on here, and I'll put them up on the screen for you now, so you can see the various different finishes and color choices and options that they have, because obviously I do only have one here to show you. There's the grip tape option you see there in this picture, actually. That's another alternative to the rubberized finish for the handle grips, should you prefer that. And then, oh yeah, there's of course the magnetic paddle shifter kit. This is a Ferrari logo, McLaren, Mercedes, and of course Red Bull there as well. And the Alien Sim Products logo and that on the wheel. So you've got quite a few different options. There may be more, they're just the ones that are there on the page. And as I say, you can choose your different handles. You can choose to have the magnetic paddles or not. What other options are there? Rubber handles, grip tape. Yeah, livery, Mercedes, Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari. Yeah, that is all of them. And then you can add the carbon paddle kit, and you can add the magnetic mod as well. Current lead time 3 to 4 weeks, it says here. I guess they're probably kind of made to order rather than keeping a massive stock, especially if you choose different options. It's easier to do it that way. A couple of advantages to this over the standard wheel, and this really comes into play with lower powered wheelbases, is this weighs less than half what the original Logitech wheel does. And what that means is your available 2.5 Newton meters or 3 Newton meters of torque, whatever it is not going to be being soaked up by having to move the weight of the wheel as much as it does on the original one, because this weighs 220 grams, I think, versus the 500 grams that the original one weighs. So you're going to get more response and a little bit more torque felt at your hands with this versus the original wheel. Now, obviously, if you want to play rally games, this wheel's of no use to you anyway. But F1 or GT3, which a lot of you will do, you know, you can grab yourself one of these. We also get some buttons. I think they're just plain plastic buttons in here that will replace L2, L3, R2 and R3. And there's some screws and stuff in here as well. And again, over here, some more screws and fittings. That is everything that came in the box. It came nicely packaged. We've got this foam here and everything was bubble wrapped individually as well. So what I'll do is get this installed now on my Playseat Challenge and Logitech wheel that I'm pointing out that isn't there yet. It's still in the cupboard, and I'll give it a little whirl for an hour or so. You know, I mean, it's probably not going to take much to feel what it's like compared to the original one, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you what I think of it, how it feels in use, whether I notice that additional response and torque getting through to my hands because of the lack of weight of the wheel. We shall see. Well, this is normally the part of the video where I show you some driving footage of me using this Alien Sim Products wheel. But unfortunately, after my testing off camera, there was a big flash and a plume of smoke come from the power supply to my G920, which is of course what we've got it fitted to here. Now, this is nothing to do with the wheel, obviously. It just happened to be that by pure coincidence, halfway through, you know, production of this video, my 10-year-old power supply has died. Now, I have ordered a replacement, but it isn't here yet, and I need to get this video finished because I'm going on holiday tomorrow, so I won't be back for a couple of weeks. So I need to get this finished, get it up and out, along with another video for whilst I'm away. So I'll show you a little video close-up of it all installed here. The installation was very straightforward. The instructions were perfectly clear. Everything fitted exactly as it should. And as you can see, it looks nice installed. You can access all the buttons without any problem, the original ones, and the little sort of button caps that get fitted over the top. The 3D printed ones that come with this all work well. Also, the paddles feel lovely. I'm almost like more impressed by the feel of the paddles than I am anything else. I don't know why that is, but they've got a nice weight to them and a very nice tactile click. Now, the magnets are definitely not as strong as some others I've tested. You don't get that real clunk on off like you do with some of the others that are available. The ones, like I said, use 3 magnets aside, but that's to be expected. These have only got 1 magnet, but they complement the feel of the wheel really nicely. They're just the right distance. They feel great behind my fingers, so no issues with that at all. Really like it. In fact, overall, I really like the wheel. I like the fit and finish. I like the feel of it in my hands. It was nice to use when I was racing off camera, obviously. The lightness, do you feel more detail and is it more responsive? Possibly, but it's hard to tell. I did obviously put a little bit of time in with the OG wheel in the first place. And, you know, we are talking half the weight So from a physics point of view, there's definitely more response now and less dampening done by the weight of the wheel than there was before. But it's not a very powerful motor, in this base in the first place. So it is an improvement. Maybe some of you that are better than I will notice it. For me, it was hard to tell. Oh, and the rim diameter is the same as the original one. It's 280 mil, so it's exactly the same. So if you're used to this in your hands, which you will be if you're looking at these, it's the same width exactly. And I think that's a nice size. It's neither too big nor too small. So I haven't really got anything negative to say about this. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. The installation was easy. The quality is good. There's a variety of options available, slightly different price points depending what you want. It all just works exactly as it should. So there will be a discounted link in the description. It's another alternative to the MVH Studios aftermarket wheels, also good wheels, so you can choose what you might prefer based on my reviews and others as well. But yeah, links in the description. As always, thank you for watching and take it easy.